forced them to 35% shooting or so. How much of that was what you all were doing at point of attack? And I remember you said recently how you start possessions often dictates how you end them.
Yeah, I thought the first half, obviously we played really well offensively and found good shots against their defense, which is hard to do, but that kept us in the game. I just didn't think physically we were very good, especially at the rim. They were just kind of slicing through us, getting wherever they wanted to go. They were very comfortable there. And then in the second half, we really tightened the screws there. I thought we were really alert. The group to start the second half was an 11-0 run, I think. And then it was 13-0 to start the fourth. Those two different groups were really, really good. And it was mostly our defense, and that was the difference in the game, I thought.
Mark, Tim Reynolds with the AP. What is it about this team that a bunch of young guys can come to Miami at the end of a trip, not just have the legs to play 48 the way you did, but have the maturity to go with kind of the ebbs and the flows? I know you're probably tired of the question, but it's an incredibly, it looks like a very mature group for a very young group. What is it about this group that makes it so grown up at this point in their careers?
Yeah, I think there is an uncommon maturity about them, as I've said before. A lot of it's who they are as people, and I think a lot of them had that walking in the door. And then it gains momentum when there's like-minded people together, and they bounce off each other in that way. And I thought tonight it was the end of a trip. We have not had our fastball physically the last couple of games, I think. I didn't think we had it tonight. But we drummed up the energy. We had the mental toughness to stay in it and drum up the energy, stay disciplined to the game plan. And I thought we got stronger as the game went on. And I thought some of that was just the contagiousness of the group. And we've seen that time and time again. We're not perfect, but they have a pretty high baseline of competitive maturity. I would agree with that.
Coach, you mentioned the offense in the first half, and really it was kind of humming throughout the entire night. What did you think of the group's ability to generate good looks throughout the night, given that Miami was throwing a lot of different schemes and looks at you guys?
Yeah, that was a great game for us because, as I said before the game, that's a team that really keeps you off balance. They have great game plans and execution of those game plans. They change defenses. They change matchups. They really keep you on your toes, and I thought the guys did a great job tonight of recognizing what we needed to do. Their aggression on the ball and in the initial help is really high, and so you've got to have the poise to just kind of play to the next action, play to the second side. And I thought on a lot of possessions we did that. We moved the hell out of the ball on some possessions and really found great shots, even some of the ones that didn't go in tonight. So offensively, like the last game, I thought we had great attacks. It was the defense that kind of was ebbing in and out, but we found enough of it tonight to get the win.
Just one quick follow-up, sorry. 36 assists for you guys tonight. That's just a very common number, it seems like, at this point in the season. Just what do you think of the identity that you guys are building in terms of that aspect of the game?
Yeah, we're sharing the ball. It's impressive. They trust one another and trust what we're doing. And, at the end of the day, good defenses make you do that. And if you want to be a good team, you have to react to that, to read the defense. And I thought the guys did a great job of that tonight. Like I said, I thought we had great movement tonight, both floor movement with our off-ball stuff and then movement of the ball.
Mark, we just talked about Jalen as a facilitator in D.C. I just wonder what you saw from him tonight, and specifically the connection between him and Chet, what ways you've seen that materialize to have a night like tonight.
Yeah, they've been great. We've obviously done a great job in those minutes lately. I think it's a great lesson of, that was rough to start the year. Those units, to start the second, start the fourth, we had a hard time finding our footing with those guys on the court. And they just worked through it together, at the end of the day. And the units have done that. It's not just those two guys, but those two guys in particular have worked through it together, have taken ownership of that, and have worked together to make that a good tandem and to make sure that they're effective in their actions. And that's only grown in a short period of time. And as long as they continue to work through it together like that, it's going to continue to grow.
Just what's been most encouraging about, Jalen being the one who's seemingly throwing Chet the most lobs and just the general connection?
Just the willingness to work through it, because I think it's important to remember, it didn't start in this place. We've worked to this point, and we need to be a team. We've had some success and won some games, but we need to be a team that continuously improves, in all different facets of the game, as a team, in our actions together, with our details. We have to continue to look at our experiences in a really non-emotional way and just find ways to marginally improve with all these experiences, all these games. And that's how you get stronger in the NBA, and we want to be a team that gets stronger as the year goes on.
Can you talk about how much that flows from Shea, his ability to impact games when he's not even scoring here tonight? Like in a certain quarter, he might not be attacking the rim as much as a scorer. How much of that unselfishness flows from him and your offense?
Yeah, he's into the team, for sure. He's into the team. He wants to win. He sees the big picture, as about as well as anybody that is as ambitious as him this early in his career. And he's been like that from day one. He's always seen the big picture, understands that, the game in front of us is important, but that the game in front of us fits into a larger picture, and that we have to have an investor's mindset, if we want to reap returns like an investor. And he's always had that spirit, continues to have that spirit. I think it's evidenced by seeing how these other guys grow around him. He can be an elite player, but he doesn't stifle